I think I'll make a bed here. So again, I'm going to use the grid lines. I'm going to map out the shape that I want I'm going to have the head of the bed over here. So I'm going to draw, using the grid, the shape that I want. So I'm going to start off with a basic, like a headboard. I'm going to keep it below my eye level. This is going to be a king size bed. I'm going to make it really big. Okay. And let's say I want it to be maybe an unusual shape. Like, I don't want it to be all square. I want it to be something else. So maybe what I want it to be is, maybe I'll have it like the headboard be something like that, or maybe I could put a curve in it. Let's talk about doing a curve. So if I want a curve, what I'm going to do is this is 4 squares. The top of the curve would be at this point in the middle. This would be the center of our headboard. So I would need to make a curve go up to here and then down to here. So you can use the perspective to figure out where the high point of that curve is, so you get it right. You don't put it too close to you or too far away from you. And then the bed itself, let's give it some thickness. So it's going to come out to about, let's say, that far. And so I will draw that, and then it'll come up to here, and then this will repeat to the other side like that. Now it'll get to a point here where you can't see the thickness of that curve up there. So you can see how it tapers as it gets to the top. And then once it gets to the top, you're not going to be able to see the other side. Okay, so now the shape of the bed, I'm just going to do like we did when we were doing cubes last week. So it's just going to be a slightly more complicated cube. So I'm going to say we're going to come up to about there, give the bed a little bit of height, and then I'm going to draw the mattress coming across, and let's do it here. And again, just stay parallel to the lines on the ground. Like that. And then I'm going to say, all right, so I'm going to end the bed, the mattress, say right there. And let's connect this to the vanishing point. And then we'll draw this line over. And again, sometimes you're just not going to know where lines are going to end until you've connected things to vanishing points. So you can just draw like extended lines. And then when you get to where you want, you can erase it. So let's draw that line. And now I've created that corner. And that's just going to drop down, be a perfect vertical. And then we connect that to that. And we get the end of the bed. I want to get a leg over here, so I'm going to drop this, and I know that that leg has to end at the same point. And then we're going to draw the thickness of that leg like that. There'll be another one over here. And where's that one going to end? It's got to end on a point that is connected to the vanishing point. Now, will it be a grid line? It should be, because remember that how we made this on a grid line. So that back corner of it should also be on a grid line. And then we want to give that some thickness. And even though these are quite small, they have to obey the rules. So even though these little lines here still have to be vertical, horizontal, or go to the vanishing point. this go to the vanishing point, and there's a vertical. Would we see this one? We wouldn't see that one over there. And then if you wanted to, say, round things over a little bit, or you wanted to make a little more detail, detail's fine. They just got to follow the rules of the perspective. So I'm just kind of rounding over the match to make the mattress look a little more comfortable. And if we wanted pillows, so we could put, again, these lines would go, even though these are pillows are kind of irregular shapes, they go to the vanishing point. And we can use the grid to help us say, oh, the pillows will be about 1.5 squares wide each one. I'm going to put 2 pillows. I'm going to go like that. So you can make other kinds of shapes, but again, the trick is to use the vanishing point for everything that you build. Now, we can get pretty technical about these bed legs, and technically they need to line up. So if I know the width of this one, I should be able to predict the width of that one. I kind of eyeballed it, but if I wanted to be more accurate, I could draw that line and say, oh, that should come all the way back to there. Okay, so that's a simple bed. Now let's see what else you can do. A sofa, a love seat, a chair.